to Cowboys Rewind. I'm Britt Johnson. The Dallas Cowboys are headed to Sofi Stadium this weekend to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. And guess what, guys? There will be fans in the stands this time.
Stephen, this is a long season. Here we go. We're getting into week 2. Obviously, you've said it before. You wanted to get that win. You were so close there in Tampa Bay. But how exciting is it here to get into Los Angeles and face the Chargers week 2?
Well, I thought we played well last week. We gave ourselves every opportunity to win, but we're not into moral victories around here, so we've got to start putting W's on the board there. But we are excited to go out to L.A. Obviously, watched that Rams game the other night there where we're going to be playing at SoFi. What an amazing place to play football for the NFL. And certainly we're going to have our work cut out for us with the Chargers. I think Herbert started up right where he left off last year and really looked sharp and ready to go. And so he'll be a handful, albeit he doesn't have the skins on the wall like Tom Brady. He certainly seems like he's trending in a great direction for his career. And then, of course, the defense of the Chargers is a big challenge. I mean, they really give you a lot of different looks, and certainly going to be a challenge for Dak and our offense. But, you know, we've got to certainly build on what we did the week before. Certainly got to slow these offenses down a little bit more. And I thought Dan Quinn and our defense did get off to a good start. They played hard. They did some of the things we need to see happen, which is make plays on the ball. We won the turnover battle. If we keep doing that, we'll win a lot of football games. So we're looking forward to the trip to L.A., and we're going to have a challenge with the Chargers.
Now, you've played at SoFi Stadium before. You played it last year, opened it up against the Rams. Do you think it'll be louder this time with the 0 fans there?
Well, unfortunately, you could have heard a pin drop. I think we were the first rattle out of the bag. I don't even think they were doing crowd noise with the first game. So they eventually decided they probably better pipe in a little crowd noise last year at all stadiums after the first week. But, yes, it'll be loud. You could tell it was certainly had some magic to it when the Rams were playing there. They got a big win. And then, of course, I'm sure the Chargers are looking forward, to a great environment there. And it will, I'm sure, be a challenge for us going back on the road again, but we'll be prepared.
The question is, who is going to be playing? This week, the Cowboys dealt with a few moving pieces. Offensively, Zach Martin rejoined the lineup. However, La'el Collins was suspended, and receiver Michael Gallup was placed on IR with a calf strain. Tight end Blake Jarwin was asked about potentially being asked to block more this weekend.
Obviously, LC's a big part of our offense, and not having him around will definitely affect us a little bit. But we'll do a great job game planning and doing what's necessary to make sure that we keep Dak clean in the pocket. That kind of goes back to making sure that we don't necessarily need the ball in our hands to feel like we're helping the team. We want to make sure that if we give Dak time to throw the ball, or whether it's another guy in the run game that we got to make sure we take care of, just to make sure that we are successful on offense as a group.
Well, let's get right to this, Blake. Couldn't we solve this problem and get both of you on the field if Dalton just played right tackle?
I'm going to pitch that to him tomorrow.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Dalton, what do you think?
Yeah.
Jarwin, who confessed he did miss a big block during Thursday's matchup, could have the opportunity to redeem himself with Collins out. So we are all still wondering who's best to fill that right tackle spot. Cowboys legend Nate Newton shares his thoughts when we return.
Cowboys Rewind is brought to you by AT&T and by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. This segment is brought to you by Ashley Home Store, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Before we go to that, can I get you guys' opinion on the whole Zach Martin thing? I mean, should they kick him out to right tackle, or are you keeping him where he is?
Here you go, Kurt.
No.
Yes, sir. Start a fight.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Start a fight.
No, sir. If he's not there, because I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, Joey Bosa, he coming. Yeah. And if you want to run this offense with any type of efficiency, you need your best 5. And I think that Connor McGovern is a better right guard than any one of our 2 tackles back up. That's Ty or either that's Steele. Now, unless the coaches know something I don't know, which they're with these guys every day, that is the lineup. I fought it last year because I wasn't always about the best five, but your best five is Connor McGovern at the right and Big Dog at the right tackle. Now, I ain't saying he won't give up no sacks or no hits, but if Bosa get a sack early against either one of these guys, now your tight end going to have to be working all day to stay with these other guys.
Just playing devil's advocate, doesn't that take us back to the same scenario that we had a week ago with that middle being soft? If you're now taking, right, because we said the middle was soft, not having Zach Martin in there, but we had Lyle. And now you remove Lyle and you swing Zach Martin out to the right tackle. We're now dealing with another soft middle this week again. And we saw there were times in that where the pocket was collapsing.
But the question is, and we'll look at film, is their inside more potent as what Sue and Vita was bringing last week?
Yeah.
You know, that we always talk about it. Do you see how to beat them, but do you have the players to beat them? And so do these Chargers have the players to do that? Oh, you know, what I'm trying to do, Jesse, and what I'm always trying to do is keep this thing Dak friendly.
Zach Martin isn't the only option for right tackle. Let's take a look back at what Coach McCarthy had to say earlier this week.
Well, I'll just say this about the right tackle. We'll work all the combinations that we've been working to this point. I mean, the obvious is LC will not be there, but so we'll sort it out at the end of the week.
And Zach is not one of the combinations you're looking at there.
We'll just sort it out at the end of the week. Yeah.
So you're working through combinations. It's not Terrence Steele that's a full go at right tackle.
He's part of one of the options, definitely.
But you're not doing snaps exclusively with one guy. You're still spreading the first team snaps around.
I always thought you only had to avoid the question two or three times. I didn't think it went to 4. This is new record. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm all about setting records. Yeah.
Is there hope for Randy Gregory that he could play Sunday, or where are you at with that situation?
I mean, if you look at the history, it's been 10 days for pretty much, everybody that we've dealt with in the COVID protocol. So, but we'll just see how it goes.
How's Zach Martin feeling coming back from COVID?
Looks good, feels good. We'll start him off with the individual and just keep an eye on him today. But I mean, he's in the full go category.
Okay, so translation. Coach McCarthy's lips are sealed as he works through this week's game plan. But, of course, that did not stop Cowboys Nation from making this the hot topic this week. Stay tuned for more on Cowboys Rewind.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley Home Store, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Several other players have been getting reps this week at that right tackle position. The key really is setting up this Cowboys line for success against one of the best pass rushers in the game, Joey Bosa.
Ty Nsekhe in the preseason has just looked slow to me. But he's a little bit better than Steele, and that's really not saying a whole lot when you say that. But you think about Dak and his development and what he did last week, and going into this game this week. Well, you got a Bosa brother on the other side of you that's going to become, and you're going. Well, I think the one thing you have to do is get him help, right? But you know that this guy is going to be directly in Dak's vision. So how do they make that work? And when you talk about best five, I felt like the offense got flowing so much better in the running game once we converted Zach Martin out to tackle. But based off of everything that I'm hearing, Zach doesn't want to go out to tackle. So, which would be, I guess, after seeing McGovern last week, you would think, okay, put McGovern at right tackle, Zach out to, McGovern at right guard and Zach out to right tackle. Just to see how these things develop, because obviously if you get down by too much in this second game, or it carries over to the next week versus Philadelphia, you're going to have to make some moves to shore up the offensive line, because right now I don't think there's a lot of confidence there.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I want to.
I almost want to say, hey, let's just use Martin as you would use a corner, right? So, just the same way we're saying, hey, Trayvon, you might have to follow, the best receiver around. Zach, we might have to put you at guard one day and put you at right tackle the next. Just based upon the biggest threat. And obviously going into this week, the biggest threat is doggone the Bosa boy, right? And he already has a sack and a forced fumble. So we might want to consider putting him out there, even though that's not really where he wants to be. We know he's a team player. We know he's one of the best guards ever. But where do we need you most? And I think that's what we might have to do. That's the approach I would take, but my name's not Coach Philbin.
That's where I'm at, man. You say he's a team player. He'll do whatever needs to be done. But, I get the hesitancy because there's no position that relies more on chemistry than the line. And so you're switching out 3 of the 5 spots. That takes some adjustments. Yeah, it does. And I know somebody threw out to us in the mailbag today, why don't you put Connor Williams at right tackle and keep Zach at right guard, keep him happy. And then Connor McGovern, they've said, is much better, more comfortable at right guard. So the question is, did he play well enough to make you feel like, well, best 5, let's keep him in the lineup and kick Zach out to right tackle?
Bosa had a sack and forced fumble in week 1 of the NFL season, so no matter who slides into the starting right tackle position, they will have a huge task to fill. Thankfully, Ezekiel Elliott isn't scared of his former college roommate, Joey Bosa. Zeke said he would be proud to step in and help protect his quarterback.
Every play I'm given a job, so it's my job to do my job to the best of its ability. I take a lot of pride in just being well-rounded, being able to, do all things. And I think, blitz pickup is big for a running back. You got to keep that quarterback safe. You got to keep him untouched. And so, I think, that's one of the most important parts.
The Cowboys suffered another huge loss Wednesday at practice. Stay tuned to hear the reactions around Cowboys Nation. So, you thought we just had to worry about the troubles on offense this week, didn't you? Well, Wednesday's practice changed all of that. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence will miss significant time after breaking his foot in practice. Lawrence had surgery Thursday morning. This injury is a huge hit to the Cowboys' pass rush.
Before we get to that, Buck, I need you to give us a little insight on what you think the Cowboys can and will do now that they are going to be without DeMarcus Lawrence for presumably 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think Dan Quinn and the Cowboys kind of anticipated maybe losing some people along the front line, which is why they kept all the linebackers when many of us speculated that one of those guys may be out, Jalen Smith or Leighton Vander Esch and the like. And so because of the flexibility and the versatility that they have in the core, I think you'll see those 4 guys on the field, Keanu Neal, Michael Parsons, Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, because what it does is it actually makes it more difficult for the offense to figure out which one of those guys could come, because all of them have unique skill sets. And so if you're Dan Quinn, you dig a little deeper into the blitz bag, you bring some creative things, and you try to heat them up using pressure as opposed to using your standard traditional 4-man rush. He's typically not a big blitz guy, but I think he certainly has it in the playbook. They may have to lean on that and really trust on the guys on the outside to be able to hold up in coverage.
All right. That's good feedback, actually. And we did get a chance to see some of that during training camp because Marcus Lawrence was out during training camp, and we saw a lot of situations where those linebackers were on the field. A lot of them were on the field together. Let's now flip and talk about the Cowboys offense versus the Chargers defense. Tell me, when you look at this Chargers team, particularly their defense, what are they better at? Are they better at protecting against the run or better in pass defense?
Well, Brandon said it's a really good defensive mind, and even though he's not the coordinator, it's going to be his defense. And so you're going to see a lot of creative things that are built around the players. The 2 players that you have to keep an eye on, one will be Joey Bosa. The second will be Derwin James. And he is trying to remake this defense in the same image that he made the Rams defense, where you had the one guy who was able to do all the things at the front line, and then you have a star player that is a versatile player that can do a bunch of things in the back end. And so because of that, what they're going to do is the first thing he's going to stop, you got to take away the run. because they're going to want the Cowboys to throw the ball all over the yard like they did versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because in their mind, more negative things are going to happen when the Cowboys have to throw. Because if they let the Cowboys run, then the Cowboys can control the tempo, shrink the game, and keep the Chargers offense on the sideline. So goal number one has to be to take Zeke Elliott away and put the game on Dak's shoulders and make Kellen Moore and those guys call 50-plus passes like they did on Thursday night.
Obviously, Joey Bosa is an outstanding pass rusher, and it looks like he's a little bit more of a speed rusher than he is power. I'm not saying he's not strong, but it seems like he's more of a speed guy. Would you put Steele on him or Nsekhe if you were making the call?
I don't think it really matters because the favor goes to the Chargers.
Game day preview, Madden style, when we return. No better way to get a preview of game day than Madden, right? Let's check out this clip from Hit Sticks.
So now that the Cowboys are back on the offensive side of things, and really this is an offense that has struggled on third down and in the red zone in the past. This week, with no Lyle Collins, instead, Terrence Steele is reportedly going to be the starter. Now you've got 10 yards to gain, Isaiah. You got to get to the 20. How are you going to protect Terrence Steele off that right side?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure that he's not on an island by himself. Because as we look at the screen right here, that Bosa boy is standing up, and you see that X underneath him? Yeah, that means he's a dog.
You see the body language?
Yeah, I see the body language. So whenever you see that X, you know that that is one heck of a playmaker on that side of the ball. So you want to make sure that Terrence still has some help. And help in the form of, we have Blake Jarwin right there, right? So we have Jarwin sitting right in his hip pocket, as well as Schultz sitting in the hip pocket of Jarwin. So we have a lot of assistance for him. If nothing else, we've made him widen out another 2 to 3 yards. It's going to take him a little bit longer to get to Dak Prescott.
Should give him time to get the ball away, but you know Bosa. He's that fear monger when it comes to the Madden. So we'll see if Steele and Jarwin and them boys can handle it.
All right, so here we go. You guys see as we're coming out here in this 3-by-1, 2 tight ends to the right. We got CeeDee Lamb on the right, and we have Coop all by himself with single high safety. Ooh. All right, let's see what we got here.
Sounds tasty. Oh, what a play! Are we gonna take? Oh, not gonna take it to the house.
Yeah, dog it. Now, great play by my boy BC. I was late on the pass. Okay, I was late on the pass, so go ahead and blame the messenger. All right, but we had exactly what we wanted to see here. So as you see right here, we have Bosa coming off the line, and we have Zeke coming out the backfield. Now, when Zeke comes out the backfield, he's going to be looking to try to chip the outside shoulder of Bosa. Now, defensive end or outside linebacker like Bosa knows that that's the case, right? He knows he gets chipped every single game. So he's like, I don't want any part of that.
Not at all.
I don't want to feel that tomorrow. All right? So he tends to go right back head up with Jarwin. He wants to take his chances there. All right, so Zeke's going to insert. Now, all of a sudden, it gives Jarwin an opportunity to get his hands on him. All right, he passes him off to Steele. This is the assistance that we need here. He went from a tight end, and now he has to deal with our offensive lineman, and it's going to make it real difficult for him to get home. He never does get home. That's the exact result we want.
And this is a great job of tandem blocking here. If you can run it back just a little bit, Jarwin does an excellent job of occupying Bosa for a little bit, and then as he sees Murray coming on that wraparound blitz, that linebacker number 9, Murray Jr., coming on that wraparound blitz, he sees that that's going to be his outside threat. So what he does, he engages Bosa right here, passes him off to Steele, does a great job of passing that off because he sees that linebacker coming from the other side and knows that's his outside threat, does a great job passing it off, picks up the linebacker, gives Dak Prescott enough time to throw the ball deep. But you know what they say, tips and overthrows, got to get those. And we ended up with a pick. Hopefully that doesn't happen on Sunday.
Welcome back to Cowboys Rewind. Now, before we get out of here, it is time for a new segment called Caption That, where I get to shout out a Cowboys fan with the best caption for this photo. Now, I posted this photo on my social media account and got tons and tons of people that left captions. I will read the best one. The first one is this. Yes, it's me, Tyler, said, when you got the girl you always wanted, whoa. For real, bro? I knew you had it in you. Now that is a good one. And his last one is Byron Newsroom TV said, I'll bet you one of Jerry Jones's Whataburgers with cheese that I'm going to get my first NFL sack this Sunday. Well, I sure hope he does get his first sack this week. Thanks so much for tuning in to Cowboys Rewind. Make sure you check out our pregame live show Sunday, 2 p.m. Central. I'm Britt Johnson, and I'll see you guys next week.
Cowboys Rewind was brought to you by AT&T, SWBC Mortgage. Join the more than 120,000 customers that we've helped to find their happier way home. Visit SWBCMortgage.com to find a pro today. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.